Hi, Liz Ness here. In this video, we're going to create this fun striped pattern that has a little bit of texture in it. So let's go ahead and get started. I have open here a 12-inch by 12-inch canvas at 300 dpi, which translates out to 3600 pixels by 3600 pixels. And the reason that matters is when I use my canvas guide, which I'm going to go ahead and do right now. So I'm going to tap the wrench and then tap canvas and tap drawing guide. And then I'm going to edit my drawing guide, and I want to make it 4 even sections. So what I want are basically 4 3x3 squares. So I'm going to change this little grid size to 900 pixels. Okay. And then I'm going to change the color here. See if I can get it over to something bright. Okay. Okay. There we go. And I've got max thick and max opacity. And when I'm satisfied, I'm just going to go ahead and tap done. Okay. Now it gives me nice sections here for my pattern. The reason I wanted it to be bright colored though is because I'm going to lay down black here so that I can work with white. Whoops. So I'm going to double tap down here in the black area to select black, and then I'm just going to drag and drop that color on top. And then I'm going to add a new layer on top of that, and I'm going to go back to the color white, so double tap up in the whites. There we go. Then I'm going to go over to my selection tool, and I'm going to select rectangle, and I'm going to make sure that color fill is turned on. And then outside of the canvas and up high, I'm going to go ahead and start my selection here, and then I'm just going to drag so that it matches that line right there, and then I'm just going to drop. And it's a little bit too far down, a little bit too big, so that's all right. I'm just going to go ahead and tap my transform tool. Whoops. Let's see, squish it down, tap that transform tool, and I'm just going to tap up here in the center to nudge it on up. There we go. That'll be a nice line. Okay, now I can turn off, well, actually, one more step. I'm getting ahead of myself here. I'm going to go ahead and gently slide this layer over and tap duplicate. And then I'm going to select the transform tool and move this down to this other section right here. And this will make our nice even lined pattern that we're working for. Okay, turning off the transform tool, I'm now going to go ahead and turn off the drawing guide as well. Okay, and now I can have fun with these 2 stripes, and we're going to create a couple of clipping masks. So we're going to go back to that first layer here, layer 2, the first stripe layer here. We're going to create a layer on top of that, and we're going to go ahead and tap it and select clipping mask, just like that. Okay, and then we're going to go select, I have a new set out, and if you're a subscriber already, I will be sending you the coupon so that you can get access to it, but a new essentials pack that is got a lot of new stuff and some old familiar things in it too, but I'm really happy with this set. So we're going to go ahead and grab something from the new essentials for 22. So let's see, let's look at a couple patterns here. Let's see, we've got knit now, we've got our lumberjack plaid. Actually, let's go with this twinkle dot pattern. Yeah, I like that one. Okay, so let's go ahead and tap in there. Okay, that looks pretty good. Let's go ahead and move this up a little bit just so it's a little bit more even. There we go. And that'll be for that pattern. That's really cool. I like it. Okay. And then we're going to go and do the same thing up above. We're going to create a new layer on top, create clipping mask, and then we've got our pattern already selected. So we're just going to go ahead and tap in there. And once again, we're going to move this down just a little bit so it's kind of more even. All right, this one didn't turn out quite like the other one did, and that is okay. Tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to double finger tap to get rid of it, and I'm going to go ahead and tap in the center again. There we go, and now I can position it where I would like it so that it feels like it's more even. Something like that. Okay. Oh, this will be fun. I think it's going to be a really fun pattern. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go over to my essential starts, or essential starters they used to be called, and I'm going to go ahead and select a texture starter, and I'm going to gently slide it over to the left and tap duplicate, and then I'm going to come back over to my wrench and tap add and copy canvas, and then I'm going to go into that texture starter, and all the starters will tell you what shape or grain to change. And this one is not the shape, it is going to be the grain, and it will say replace this image, and then you'll know. So they just go ahead and tap edit, and then import. Let me set this aside, and paste. And if you want it to be like that, so that it's just the white stripes that are the color things, and things will show through, which I think this is what I want to really go with, this particular pattern. That's the one to go through with and say done when you're all satisfied with that. And now this is kind of a different pattern, so we want to also go into rendering and go with light glaze. And I'm going to go back to grain and play with that scale just a little bit so we can see some of it. Oh, that's going to be so much fun. I like that. Yeah. Let's see. I think that's probably pretty good. So let's go ahead and tap done, and then let's go ahead and create a new layer on top of our other layers. Let's double tap white, pour that in, create a new layer on top of that. And let's check. Let's see. I'm thinking this kind of bright pink color. And let's go ahead and dial our brush all the way up, and then let's go ahead and test this and see what we get. Oh, I like it. Oh, this is really fun. I don't know why. This just makes me think of a sort of a springish pattern, maybe some fabric that it's on or something like that. And you can just leave it like this as a texture brush that you can use for a variety of different things. Or if you'd like, you can turn this into a stamp. So why don't we go ahead and do that? Let's go ahead and create a layer on top of that, and we're going to tap to invoke the menus, and we're going to go ahead and select clipping mask, and then we're just going to double tap into the dark there and dump that down so that you now have the black and white colors again. And now we can go ahead and go over to our wrench and copy canvas, and we're going to use a different one. We're going to use this pattern stamp starter right here. We're going to gently slide that over and duplicate it, tap it open, and then shape is the one we replace, and it's very large because it works on a 12 by 12 at 300 dpi canvas. Import, paste, done. Oh wait, actually I want the white, so let's go back to that. I'm going to edit. Oh, cancel. Let's go ahead. Okay, import, paste. And I'm going to use my double tap here because I want the white to have the texture and yumminess, as I like to call it. Ready to tap done when we're satisfied, and done again. And now let's go ahead and once again, let's go ahead and delete these two layers and add another layer on top. And let's choose a different fun color, something bright, but maybe, I don't know, bright blue maybe, kind of a cyan or something like that. And now that it's a brush, we'll just tap someplace in the center and bam, it lays down really quickly. I just love that. What a fun pattern in the end. Thanks so much for watching, and as always, I hope your day is amazing.